Happiness is a deeply personal experience, unique to each individual. While we often look to others for inspiration or guidance on what happiness should look like, the truth is that no two paths to happiness are the same. Each person's circumstances, values, dreams, and experiences shape their understanding of what it means to be truly happy. What brings joy to one person may hold little significance to another, and this is what makes the pursuit of happiness such an intimate and individualized journey. Society often imposes definitions of happiness through cultural norms, media portrayals, and societal expectations. We are told that happiness comes from achieving milestones like wealth, fame, or status. Advertisements paint pictures of bliss tied to owning the latest gadgets, wearing designer clothes, or living in luxurious homes. While these things can bring comfort or temporary pleasure, they are not universal keys to happiness. For some, material success is fulfilling. For others, it feels hollow. The danger of these societal definitions lies in the assumption that everyone should aspire to the same ideal. This can lead people to chase external markers of happiness that don't align with their true selves. Understanding that happiness is personal requires introspection. It involves asking yourself what genuinely brings you joy and meaning, without being influenced by what others expect. This process can be challenging because it demands honesty and a willingness to break free from conventional ideas. For some, happiness might be found in the quiet solitude of nature, while others find it in the energy of bustling social gatherings. Some may derive happiness from creative pursuits, such as painting, writing, or playing music, while others may find it in acts of service, such as volunteering or helping those in need. Another critical aspect of happiness being personal is recognizing that it evolves over time. What makes you happy at one stage of life may not bring the same fulfillment later. As we grow and change, our priorities, values, and sources of joy shift as well. For example, a young professional might find happiness in career achievements and recognition, but later in life they might discover that family time or personal health takes precedence. The fluid nature of happiness underscores the importance of regularly reflecting on what matters most to us in the present moment. Relationships also play a significant role in our personal happiness, but even here, individuality comes into play. Some people thrive in close-knit social circles, while others find contentment in a smaller group of deeply meaningful connections. What matters is not the quantity of relationships, but the quality and alignment with personal preferences. Similarly, the balance between independence and togetherness varies from person to person. One individual may feel happiest when they have plenty of time for self-reflection and solitude, while another may feel most alive when surrounded by loved ones. Comparing your happiness to others can be a trap. Social media and societal pressures often create an illusion of perfect lives where everyone else seems to have it all figured out. This can lead to feelings of inadequacy or discontent. However, it's crucial to remember that happiness cannot be measured against someone else's life. Each person faces their own challenges and defines happiness differently. True contentment comes from focusing on your own journey and being authentic to yourself, rather than trying to emulate others. Finally, embracing the personal nature of happiness allows for greater self-compassion. It's easy to feel like you're falling short when your life doesn't match the happiness portrayed by others or society's ideals. But when you acknowledge that happiness is uniquely yours to define, you free yourself from these pressures. This understanding fosters a sense of empowerment, allowing you to pursue what truly resonates with your heart and mind. In essence, happiness is a deeply personal experience, shaped by your values, choices, and individuality. By honoring what feels right for you, rather than conforming to external expectations, you pave the way for a life that is authentic, meaningful, and genuinely fulfilling. Happiness is often misunderstood as a fixed point on a distant horizon, something we reach only after achieving specific goals or overcoming certain challenges. This perception leads many to believe that happiness is something to be attained in the future, a prize waiting at the end of hard work, success, or life's milestones. However, the truth is far more profound. Happiness is not a destination, it is a journey, a way of living and experiencing life every single day. The idea that happiness lies in the future can create a constant sense of postponement. People often think, I'll be happy when I get that promotion, buy my dream house, lose weight, or retire. These thoughts place happiness on hold, making it conditional on external achievements or circumstances. Yet, as one milestone is reached, another takes its place, and the cycle of chasing happiness continues. This approach often leaves people feeling unfulfilled, as they never truly allow themselves to appreciate the present moment. True happiness is found in the process, not in the end result. Life is made up of countless moments, each offering its own unique opportunities for joy, learning, and growth. It's about savoring the journey rather than fixating on the destination. Whether it's the effort you put into achieving a goal, the relationships you build along the way, or the small everyday joys, the essence of happiness lies in the here and now. By focusing too much on the future, we risk missing the beauty of the present. The journey of happiness involves embracing the imperfections of life. Life is rarely smooth and challenges are inevitable. However, these challenges are not obstacles to happiness, they are part of the experience. When we view happiness as a journey, we learn to find meaning and joy even during difficult times. Adversity becomes an opportunity for growth, and setbacks can teach resilience. The journey mindset allows us to see happiness not as the absence of problems, but as the ability to find light amid the darkness. A significant part of this journey is gratitude. Practicing gratitude allows us to recognize and appreciate the blessings in our lives, no matter how small. Whether it's the warmth of the sun, a kind word from a friend, or the satisfaction of completing a task, these moments enrich our journey. Gratitude shifts our focus from what we lack to what we have, fostering a sense of contentment and helping us stay present. Mindfulness also plays a vital role in viewing happiness as a journey. By being fully present in the moment, we can experience life more deeply and authentically. Mindfulness teaches us to let go of regrets about the past and worries about the future, allowing us to immerse ourselves in the present. This presence enhances our ability to appreciate life's simple pleasures and strengthens our emotional well-being. Relationships are another cornerstone of the happiness journey. The connections we share with others provide love, support, and a sense of belonging. These relationships are not merely stepping stones to happiness, they are integral to the journey itself. Investing time and effort into nurturing meaningful connections enriches our lives and creates moments of joy and fulfillment along the way. The idea that happiness is a journey also encourages self-compassion. It's important to recognize that no one is happy all the time. Life is a mix of highs and lows, and it's natural to feel sadness, frustration, or doubt at times. When we view happiness as a journey, we give ourselves permission to experience the full spectrum of emotions. This understanding fosters resilience and helps us navigate life's challenges with grace. Ultimately, the realization that happiness is a journey, not a destination, liberates us from the endless pursuit of an idealized future. It reminds us to slow down, to cherish the moments that make life meaningful, and to find joy in the process of living. By embracing this perspective, we discover that happiness is not something to be found at the end of the road. It is present in every step we take along the way. Happiness is often mistakenly associated with perfection. Many people believe that to be happy, their lives must be flawless, free of mistakes, failures, or imperfections. This mindset creates an illusion that happiness is only attainable when everything aligns perfectly, when relationships are ideal, careers are thriving, and personal goals are fully achieved. However, true happiness is not about perfection. It is about embracing the beauty of imperfection and finding joy in the realities of life as they are. Perfection is an unattainable standard that sets us up for disappointment. Life, by its very nature, is unpredictable and messy. No matter how hard we try, we cannot control every aspect of our lives or avoid every challenge. Holding ourselves to the unrealistic expectation of perfection not only leads to frustration, but also prevents us from appreciating the present. Instead of enjoying what we have, we focus on what is missing or what could be better, perpetuating a cycle of dissatisfaction. Happiness comes from accepting that imperfection is a natural part of being human. Our flaws and struggles are not obstacles to happiness, but essential components of a meaningful life. When we let go of the need to be perfect, we open ourselves up to growth, connection, and self-compassion. Imperfections remind us that we are constantly evolving, and they provide opportunities to learn, adapt, and become more resilient. Rather than fearing mistakes, we can view them as stepping stones on our journey toward personal and emotional growth. One of the most powerful ways to find happiness in imperfection is through gratitude. Gratitude shifts our focus from what we lack to what we have. It allows us to appreciate life's small joys and find contentment in the present moment. A messy home might be a sign of a busy and fulfilling family life. A job with challenges might offer opportunities for growth and development. By practicing gratitude, we can see the value in life's imperfections and recognize that they often hold hidden blessings. Imperfection also fosters connection with others. Perfectionism can create barriers as it often leads to fear of vulnerability or judgment. However, when we embrace our imperfections and share them openly, we allow others to see our authentic selves. This vulnerability strengthens relationships and builds trust. It reminds us that no one is perfect and that we are not alone in our struggles. True happiness often arises from these genuine connections and the support we give and receive. Another essential aspect of happiness is self-compassion. Perfectionism can be harsh and unforgiving, leading us to criticize ourselves for every perceived shortcoming. By practicing self-compassion, we can treat ourselves with the same kindness and understanding we would offer a friend. This involves acknowledging our flaws without judgment, accepting our humanity, and reminding ourselves that imperfection is not a failure but a shared experience. Self-compassion allows us to find peace within ourselves and reduces the stress and pressure of striving for an unattainable ideal. Happiness is also about finding joy in the journey rather than focusing solely on the end goal. Perfectionism tends to fixate on outcomes, reaching a certain weight, achieving a specific career milestone, or creating the ideal family life. While goals are important, they are not the sole source of happiness. The process of pursuing those goals, with all its ups and downs, is where the true richness of life lies. By embracing the journey, we learn to celebrate progress, even when it's imperfect or incomplete. Art, nature, and creativity remind us that imperfection can be beautiful. A hand-painted piece of art is often valued for its unique flaws and individuality. A forest with its wild and untamed growth is breathtaking precisely because it is not symmetrical or orderly. Life is much the same. Its unpredictability and imperfections make it vibrant and full of surprises. Ultimately, happiness is not about achieving perfection, but about embracing life as it is. It is about finding joy in the small moments, practicing gratitude for what we have, and extending compassion to ourselves and others. When we let go of the need for perfection, we free ourselves to experience the fullness of life, the highs, the lows, and everything in between. In accepting imperfection, we discover that happiness was never about being flawless, it was about being real. Happiness is deeply rooted in human connection. As social beings, we are wired to bond, communicate, and share our lives with others. The relationships we form, whether with family, friends, or even acquaintances, play a pivotal role in shaping our happiness and well-being. True joy often emerges not from material possessions or solitary achievements, but from the meaningful connections we cultivate with those around us. At its core, connection provides a sense of belonging. Humans have an innate need to feel understood, valued, and accepted by others. This sense of belonging fosters emotional security and combats feelings of isolation or loneliness. When we build strong connections, we feel anchored in a world that can sometimes seem overwhelming or unpredictable. The simple act of being part of a group, community, or family reminds us that we are not alone, and the shared experience contributes significantly to our overall happiness. Genuine connections also offer support during difficult times. Life inevitably comes with challenges, and it is through relationships that we find the strength to navigate them. A heartfelt conversation with a friend, a hug from a loved one, or even a kind word from a stranger can provide comfort and perspective when we face struggles. These interactions create a safety net, reminding us that we are cared for and supported, which lightens our emotional burdens and enhances our resilience. On the other hand, sharing our joy with others amplifies our happiness. Celebrating successes, big or small, is far more rewarding when done with those we care about. A promotion, a creative accomplishment, or even a funny story becomes more meaningful when shared. This shared joy strengthens bonds and deepens relationships, creating a cycle of positivity that benefits everyone involved. Happiness, when shared, has a contagious effect, spreading warmth and optimism among those connected. Relationships also provide opportunities for personal growth. Through interactions with others, we learn about different perspectives, cultures, and experiences. These exchanges challenge us to grow, adapt, and become more empathetic individuals. Empathy, in turn, strengthens our ability to connect on a deeper level, fostering mutual understanding and respect. This dynamic not only enhances our relationships, but also enriches our lives, making us more compassionate and fulfilled. One of the most important aspects of connection is vulnerability. True connection requires us to be authentic and open, even when it feels uncomfortable. Sharing our fears, dreams, and insecurities with others builds trust and allows for deeper relationships. Vulnerability is a cornerstone of intimacy, whether in friendships, family bonds, or romantic relationships. When we let our guard down and allow others to see our true selves, we create spaces where both parties feel safe to be themselves, leading to stronger and more meaningful connections. Acts of kindness and giving further illustrate how happiness thrives on connection. When we perform selfless acts for others, we not only brighten their day, but also experience a profound sense of satisfaction and joy. Helping someone in need, offering a listening ear, or simply expressing gratitude strengthens the bonds we share and fosters a sense of purpose. Kindness creates ripples of positivity, reinforcing the idea that our actions, no matter how small, can have a significant impact on others and ourselves. It is important to recognize that the quality of connections matters more than the quantity. A few deep, meaningful relationships can bring far more happiness than a large network of acquaintances. Depth, trust, and mutual respect are the foundations of lasting and fulfilling bonds. Investing time and effort into nurturing these relationships is essential for sustaining happiness and creating a sense of connection that endures. In a world that often prioritizes individual achievement and material success, it is crucial to remember that happiness flourishes in togetherness. Building, maintaining, and cherishing our connections with others is one of the most rewarding pursuits in life. Whether through a shared laugh, a heartfelt conversation, or an act of kindness, our relationships remind us of what it truly means to be human. In the embrace of connection, happiness not only survives but thrives. Happiness, at its essence, is a choice. While external circumstances influence our emotions, the way we respond to life's events ultimately determines our level of happiness. This perspective shifts the power from outside forces to our own hands, reminding us that happiness is not something that happens to us, but something we actively create. Choosing happiness does not mean ignoring life's challenges or pretending problems do not exist. It means cultivating a mindset that prioritizes gratitude, resilience, and positivity, even in the face of adversity. Life is unpredictable and challenges are inevitable. From personal setbacks to global crises, we encounter situations beyond our control. Yet what truly matters is how we choose to respond. Two people can face the same circumstances and experience completely different emotions based on their perspective. For example, a failed project might lead one person to despair, while inspiring another to learn and improve. This difference lies not in the situation itself, but in the attitude and mindset of the individual. Choosing happiness involves focusing on what can be gained or appreciated rather than dwelling solely on what is lost. A significant aspect of this choice is practicing gratitude. When we intentionally focus on what we have rather than what we lack, our outlook on life shifts dramatically. Gratitude helps us see the beauty in the everyday, whether it's the warmth of sunlight, a kind gesture, or the support of loved ones. This practice does not eliminate challenges, but it provides a foundation of positivity that helps us navigate them with grace. Gratitude trains the mind to recognize joy in the present moment, reinforcing the belief that happiness is accessible regardless of external conditions. Mindfulness plays a crucial role in the decision to be happy. Often, unhappiness stems from regrets about the past or anxieties about the future. Mindfulness encourages us to anchor ourselves in the present, where life is actually happening. By paying attention to the now, we can fully experience life's simple pleasures and find contentment in the small things that often go unnoticed. Mindfulness teaches us that happiness is not a grand event, but a series of tiny, meaningful moments that occur every day. Choosing happiness also requires letting go of perfectionism. Many people tie their happiness to achieving an ideal life, one without mistakes, failures, or flaws. This pursuit is exhausting and unattainable. Happiness is not about perfection, it is about acceptance. Accepting ourselves as we are, embracing our imperfections, and finding value in our efforts rather than solely in our outcomes liberates us from unnecessary stress and allows us to experience true contentment. When we stop chasing an idealized version of life, we can appreciate the life we already have. Relationships significantly influence our happiness, and choosing happiness often involves nurturing these connections. Building strong, meaningful relationships requires effort and intentionality. Acts of kindness, forgiveness, and understanding strengthen bonds and create a sense of belonging that enriches our lives. When conflicts arise, choosing happiness means prioritizing peace and resolution over holding grudges. It involves valuing the relationship over the ego, understanding that forgiveness is as much for our own happiness as it is for others. Resilience is another key component of choosing happiness. Life will test us with disappointments, failures, and losses, but resilience allows us to bounce back and find meaning even in difficult times. Resilience is not about suppressing pain, but about finding strength within it. It's about allowing ourselves to grieve, learn, and grow while maintaining hope and optimism for the future. Choosing happiness in these moments means believing in our capacity to overcome and trusting that brighter days lie ahead. Ultimately, happiness is not a passive experience, it is an active decision we make daily. It is a commitment to prioritizing joy, gratitude, and connection over negativity, fear, and despair. By choosing happiness, we take ownership of our emotional well-being and cultivate a life filled with meaning and fulfillment. In every moment, no matter the circumstances, the choice to be happy is ours to make. Happiness is often perceived as something external, something to be found in achievements, possessions, or relationships. We are conditioned to believe that happiness comes from circumstances outside ourselves, whether it's a new job, a bigger house, or a perfect relationship. While these external factors may contribute to short-term pleasure, true happiness lies within us, shaped by our mindset, beliefs, and choices. Understanding that happiness is an internal state rather than an external achievement empowers us to take control of our emotional well-being and find contentment regardless of our circumstances. At its core, happiness is a state of mind. It is how we interpret and respond to the world around us. Two people can experience the same event, yet one may find joy, while the other feels frustration or sadness. This difference is not due to the event itself, but to the way each person perceives it. Our thoughts, beliefs, and attitudes shape how we experience life. When we focus on the positive, practice gratitude, and maintain an optimistic outlook, we invite happiness into our lives, regardless of what is happening externally. One of the most powerful ways to connect with the happiness within us is through self-awareness. When we cultivate an understanding of our own needs, desires, and emotions, we are better equipped to make choices that align with our authentic selves. Self-awareness allows us to recognize what brings us joy and fulfillment, enabling us to make decisions that nourish our inner peace. It helps us discern between temporary pleasures and lasting satisfaction, steering us away from the pursuit of external validation and toward the pursuit of inner contentment. In addition to self-awareness, self-compassion plays a vital role in unlocking the happiness within. Often we are our own harshest critics, judging ourselves for mistakes, flaws, and imperfections. This negative self-talk can prevent us from experiencing the peace and happiness we deserve. Self-compassion, on the other hand, involves treating ourselves with kindness, understanding, and patience, especially during times of struggle or failure. By embracing our humanity and accepting that we are not perfect, we free ourselves from the constant pressure to measure up to external standards. This self-acceptance fosters a sense of inner peace, allowing happiness to arise naturally. Another key to happiness is the ability to let go of the need for control. Life is unpredictable, and often we cannot control the events that unfold around us. Trying to control everything can lead to stress, frustration, and a constant sense of dissatisfaction. Happiness comes when we release the need for control and embrace the flow of life. This does not mean passivity or resignation. It means trusting in our ability to adapt, grow, and find peace, even in the face of uncertainty. When we learn to accept life as it is, we free ourselves from the emotional turbulence caused by trying to force things to go our way. The practice of mindfulness is another powerful tool in discovering the happiness within. Mindfulness encourages us to be present in the moment without judgment. It teaches us to fully engage with life as it is, rather than getting caught up in worries about the past or anxieties about the future. By being present, we can experience life's beauty more deeply and find joy in simple, everyday moments. Whether it's savoring a meal, enjoying nature, or connecting with a loved one, mindfulness helps us to appreciate life's gifts as they unfold, nurturing a sense of happiness that is independent of external circumstances. Gratitude is a key practice that helps us tap into the happiness within. When we regularly focus on the things we are grateful for, whether it's good health, supportive relationships, or the beauty of the world around us, we train our minds to focus on the positive. Gratitude shifts our perspective from what we lack to what we have, fostering a sense of contentment. This practice has been shown to improve mental well-being and increase overall happiness, as it helps us develop a mindset that is focused on abundance rather than scarcity. Ultimately, happiness is not something to be sought outside ourselves. It is already within us, waiting to be uncovered. When we cultivate self-awareness, self-compassion, mindfulness, and gratitude, we reconnect with our inherent capacity for joy. Life's external circumstances will always fluctuate, but the happiness within us remains constant and accessible. By turning inward and embracing the qualities that foster inner peace, we can experience lasting happiness regardless of what is happening in the world around us.